Hey everyone, welcome. Andrew Medlam here. So inside this video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to walk and talk you through what we call is the mentorship revenue sharing scheme. Now, just before we jump in, right, I'm aware and I understand that what I share inside this video will scare most people, right? It will scare most people away. Not many people will actually want to enter this agreement with us. And the reason being is that we take business very, very serious. And we want to only attract the right people into this scheme because it means that we have to police a lot. We have to do a lot of heavy lifting. It takes a lot of our time and attention and energy. So we only want the right people to enter this agreement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk and talk you through it. And then I'll let you decide for yourself if this is something that you want to potentially have a conversation about. And if you do, then you can book a call with us and we can answer those questions for you. And then we can decide if it's a fit, if it's the right decision for you. And then if it is, we can, help you get started through this. So let's jump in here. So just to, again, let you, be aware, it's quite a little bit lengthy. I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. I'm just going to read it as it is. I'm not going to deviate. I'm not going to go in depth. But if any questions arise that I've potentially not talked enough about, then again you can book that call and we can go through that. Okay, so who is this for? So this is for coaches and consultants willing to lay down 50% of investment, right? So whatever the price of the offer is, our mentorship program is by the time that we have this call. I'm not going to state any figure on this video because it does go up, right? It does increase, sorry. So I don't want to put a time-bound price on that. So this is for coaching consultants willing to lay down 50% of investment and pay the remaining balance of 50% through a revenue sharing scheme per sale made while in the coaching agreement period. You're willing to be held accountable on a daily basis by your coach to help you reach sufficient sales to help you clear the balance quickly. So you can start earning 100% of future sales made for yourself. Now, obviously, that's something that you want to get to ASAP, right? And that's something that we want you to get to that, where you're earning 100% of your own sales. You're also somebody that understands that we take business serious, but not just us, but you take business serious as well, right? And you are 100% fully invested in hitting your daily KPIs or target set. So KPIs meaning key performing indicators, which is just another word for saying targets. So like you've got your daily targets that, depending on your desired outcome, whether you're wanting to do 10K a month, 20K a month, multi six figures, whatever it may be, right? But your coach, i.e. me right now, is, we will set daily tasks that you need to fulfill on a daily basis to put you on the path to hitting those goals. So you need to be 100% fully invested in hitting those tasks set. You're also willing to be 100% transparent with your coach, right, on future sales made whilst all balance is cleared. So you're not going to be somebody that makes a sale and you want to just keep all 100% of that revenue sales to yourself. You're bound by the contract to pay 50% of all revenue sales until that balance is cleared off. You're somebody, right? You don't make excuses. You don't hide behind personal problems, and you're not scared of showing up on social media. And you are committed to doing the work. So that's all this is for. And I could go deeper in depth, but for right now, I think that paints a solid picture all this is for. So let's have a look at all this is not for. So this is not for those that are suffering with self-doubt, imposter syndrome, self-worth issues, or scared of showing up on social media. Those who expect business to be easy. Those who are not willing to put in the time, effort, and energy to hitting their sales. They're not willing to check in with your coach on a daily basis and to share your daily activity. So again, right, the biggest part of this is by us holding you accountable. But likewise, right, you've got to be prepared to hold yourself accountable as well. So this also is not for those thinking that this is an easy way to access our mentorship program by thinking that, they're going to actually get a 50% discount, but then actually never do the work, right? So again, if that's you and you actually slide underneath the net and you do happen, that is your thought process. And that's your thing, that's like the way that you're going to get access to what we do and access to working with us and us mentoring you, then we police this very, very well. And, there'll soon be consequences to be paid on the back of that, which I'll actually highlight inside this video. Also, those who start something, but then they ghost their responsibilities and they ghost their coach too. There's a lot of starters in the world, but there's not many finishers in the world. So if you're a starter and you're not a finisher, then this is not for you. We never ghost our responsibilities. We'll not ghost our responsibilities towards you. So we expect that you'll not ghost your own responsibilities and you'll not ghost us as your coach. You know what? And straight out of the gate, if you do, then we'll just assume that you no longer need us, right? You'll no longer need us. And I'll explain the consequences of that too. Again, this is not for those who cannot work under pressure to perform at the level that success requires. Right, you're building a business, and building a business requires you to be under pressure, right? You've got a lot of responsibilities building a business. There's a lot of things you need to do on a consistent basis, and you will be expected to do things that potentially is going to put you under pressure. Those who are able to take on more pressure, right, achieve the results quicker. If you're not willing to undergo pressure, then you're never going to achieve any level of success. So also, this is not for those who need hand holding, right? They can't make decisions fast. They can't make decisions for themselves, and they're needy for attention on smaller detailed stuff. Right? That is critical, that you can move forward by yourself. You can make decisions for yourself, and you can get to a position very, very quickly where you can solve your own problems, right? Or you can find answers to your own problems. So, as I said earlier on, right, if this scares you, if this sounds scary, right, if it sounds too serious and it sounds too much of a commitment to you, then this is not for you. And I am totally fine by that. Right? And I'm okay with you going out there and buying into a program that promises you a path to least resistance to hitting six figures, because it doesn't exist. However, we're living in an information age where there's a lot of so-called gurus out there that are telling you, in order to hit six figures, 10-figure business, or to 10K business or 20K business or 50K business or 100K month business, that you can get there on a breeze, right? That there's a path of least resistance to get there, meaning, right, it's effortless, meaning that you can get there by ease, right? If it was that easy, then there'd be more successful people in the world. However, there isn't, right? And this is potentially why there's a large percentage of businesses, right, that never make it, because they're not willing to do what's needed in order to accomplish success, right? With me so far, still here. So you will hit resistance, right? You will be challenged on all levels. You will be required to push through challenges, right? Push beyond challenges, and you will have to overcome struggles, right? We know that, we expect that. Everything that you need to overcome, we've already overcome that. All the challenges that we know that you're going to come up against, right? We know that you're going to come up against that. We can support you around that, but you've got to be prepared, right, to break through that and to go either, knock that wall down, take it down brick by brick, but you need to be prepared to get through the other side. If you're not, then, it's a very small window that you're actually going to achieve the success levels that you desire, right? So the clients that we like to bring on board, right, they are A players, right? They're playing to win. They follow through on task set, right? They work hard, they never complain, and they understand in order to achieve success, right, they have to work for it. They have to work for it. Still today, based on my success, based on my knowledge, based on my credibilities, based on everything that I've done, right, I still work. I still work. For those who like fall into the trap of you just need to like build it once and then it's done, right? It's just a false sense of belief that you bought into, because that's what people are peddling. That's what other people are peddling, right? And they're putting you into a false sense of security that that's all you need to do in order to build business. If you look at like people like Tony Robbins, right, he's still working his ass off. If you look at people like Grant Cardone, still working, and these are these are 8-figure business owners, right? They're still showing up each and every day working their business. So why not you, right? Why should I be any different? The world doesn't operate that way. Business doesn't operate that way. So straight out of the gate, I am being totally transparent, being totally like potentially opposite to what everybody else says. Because I only want to attract the people that's ready to roll the sleeves up, ready to jump in the trenches, ready to be committed to doing the work, ready to follow through to achieving success, right? And again, I know that potentially this is going to scare most people than it is attract people. And again, I'm totally fine about that. So let's have a look at the expectations, right? So expectations is that you work through material in a timely manner. You provide worksheets for review. So as soon as you get access to our mentorship program, you're going to be in front of worksheets that you need to fill out. And what you do is, once you fill those out in a timely manner, and we like kind of set daily timescales on what we believe is to fulfill this task. It should just take 20 minutes, or it might take 40 minutes and no longer, right? So we kind of like set timescales on what we think or believe it should take to do this. So once you fill those worksheets in, right, you provide them to us, and we can review those for you, get that review back to you straight away. So maybe you can, tweak it, up level it, do whatever it needs, or it might be absolutely fine. And then, we can approve that as well. So you can move on to the next task. Also show up on preferred platforms on a daily basis. That's expected, right? That is expected. You also want an expectation is to hit your number outreach KPI set by your coach on a daily basis. And again, right? That is all dependent on your goals, right? If you want to reach 20K a month, it's going to be a different KPI set to if you want to hit 10K a month. Right? If you're at 10K a month and you want to scale to 30K a month, right? It's going to be a different KPI set. So when we set a KPI for you, our expectations of you and your own expectations should be that you're going to hit that on a daily basis. Also share daily completed tasks with your coach on a daily basis. And again, kind of covered that early on, right? Also have open communication with your coach and respond in a timely manner. Listen, when we reach out to you as a coach, right, we know that you will receive a notification on your mobile device, right? So instantly, or on your laptop, on your iPad, or whatever, right? Depending where you are, it doesn't matter. You're going to receive notification. We know that you're going to get notification, say that we've reached out to you. We expect that you respond in a timely manner. Now, we understand that you obviously have got a private life outside of business. We get that. We understand that. You've got other responsibilities. But we also understand that we expect you to be operating in your business each and every day. So we expect you to respond, in that timely manner, that same working day. Also, we expect that you pay 50% revenue share on sales to us coaches, right? As soon as that payment's cleared from your client inside your Stripe account or however you're making the transaction. So it shouldn't be sat in your account for a month. It shouldn't be sat in your account for any longer than needed. You've made that sale. You've got that money. So as soon as you've got that money, get that money to us so we can get that balance coming down. And it just incentivizes you even more so you can actually get into position again, where you're making those 100% future sales, 100% profit and revenue of your future sales. Now, understand this, right? And this is simple, that we are all adults, and we need to understand that when agreement's made, right, we stick to an agreement. We stick to an agreement. And if we don't stick to that agreement, then there will be consequences made because we didn't stick to the agreement. And I'm going to now illustrate and highlight, ways in which this agreement can be broken. It can be broken, and then the consequences of those, of you breaking the agreement. So, if you do not communicate with your coach, right, over a week. So let's say you got started and you're having like good communication, but then you break communication, right? You start ghosting us, right? And you ghost us for a week. You ghost us, it's like 5 days, 7 days. You don't respond. Now, unless you have a very, 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 very good reason for that, right? We'll just assume that you no longer need us, right? So that's one way that you're actually going to break this agreement. Also, if you miss 3 days of sharing your daily tasks with us, right? So again, the KPI is set. If you go 3 days, right, without sharing daily tasks with your coach, you're breaking the agreement, because we don't know if you're doing the work or not. And we don't know, where you're struggling, where the challenges are, we can't help you. And you're just ghosting your responsibilities. So you're breaking the agreement. You're breaking the agreement. Also, you're taking time on getting things done, and it's taking longer than needed. And this is something that I find a lot, and this is the reason why I've put this here. In fact, the whole reason, right, the premise of me being so in depth with this and why it's getting so many people, and the reasons why I know to put this here, is because, like, I've experienced all this stuff, right? I've experienced how people operate. I know. Right? I know people's patterns. I know people's behaviors. I know how they operate. So I am now saying I have experienced this, and I'm no longer willing to tolerate this with this aspect of agreement. So, unfortunately, other people have spoiled it maybe for yourself. So if you don't follow through on tasks in that time and manner, and it's like taking you days, a week to do something simple, right? You're not reaching out, asking for help, then you're breaking the agreement. You're breaking the agreement. Also, if you don't inform your coach that you've made a sale, because you want to keep 100% revenue for yourself, because potentially you need the money, and that whilst might be the case, but it's just a bigger reason for you to dig into this, for you to dig into the materials, make it work, so you can pay the balance off, right, and start making 100% of the revenue for yourself. Also, you hold on to 50% revenue share instead of cleaning your balance, right? So that's very, very similar to the other one, but slightly different. Also, you show up for calls or you're moaning. When you show up for calls, you're moaning, right? You're making excuses. You're making lame excuses why you've not followed through, why you've not done the work. And you're making reasons and excuse for why things are not working for you. There's a difference, right? Again, we understand that it's not going to be plain sailing. We understand there's going to be challenges. We understand there's going to be setbacks. We understand there's going to be struggles. Right? We understand that we're going to ask you to do things that potentially you've never done before, and ask you to do things at levels that potentially you've never done things before at as well, right? So, potentially you're going to show up to a call and it's like, oh, you might have hit that brick wall, but you don't show up moaning. You don't show up making excuses. You don't show up making excuses or, reasons why it's not working, right? You're showing up wanting to be served, wanting to get over these problems, wanting to be coached around these problems, helping you to step up, right, to break through them so you can actually start making it all work for you. Also, if there's been any other agreement put in place between me and yourself, if you break any of those other things, then that's you breaking this specific coaching agreement. And again, just to illustrate, like all this stuff will be in the signed coaching agreement that you sign before you get access to everything. So, both me and you, before we actually enter the mentorship partnership, you'll actually be signing a document with all this stuff in, as well as other things as well, which is just basically the other stuff is just like bog standard stuff that you would normally find. But this agreement is a lot more in depth with this stuff here. So not doing what's needed, right? When you should do it, you're going to break the revenue coaching scheme agreement. And our agreement, then once you've broke, right, then you revert back to the full paid agreement of needing to pay the full outstanding balance within the next 30 days, right? So that's the big consequence that you suffer or anybody suffers on breaking this agreement, right? Again, we're all adults and we're entering into an agreement, right? So we stick to an agreement. We're going to stick to our promise, right? We expect you to stick to your promise. So, but if you don't, and you go to your responsibilities, then, why should we suffer because you've broke your responsibilities, right? You broke your agreement. So if that happens, ultimately, right, the agreement stops and the agreement reverts back to the full paid upfront agreement, meaning that you need to pay the outstanding balance in 30 days if you want to carry on with inside the mentorship program. Or if you do not, right, the agreement is going to be instantly terminated. So if you turn around and say, well, Andy, I'm not done the work, or I'm not following through, and, this is not for me, or whatever excuse or reason that you give because you're not leveling up, right, to do the work, instantly the agreement will be terminated. You're going to lose the rights to any or all mentorship materials. So you're not going to have access to any of the mentorship programs. And why should you? Because you're not fully paid up the full mentorship program like other coaching clients do. You're going to revert the right to access to your coach and anything associated to our services as well. So again, right, everyone experiences challenges, right? Yes, we know it's going to be tough. And I've already explained that. We know it's going to be tough. We understand that. We know that. We've experienced it. And chances are the only reason why we are like further beyond where you currently are is because we've experienced more challenges, struggles, than what you're currently experiencing or willing to experience for yourself. So we understand what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. You've got to be ready for that, right? But ready to ask for help, right? We're here to help you. We're here to serve you, to build your business levels to only like places that other people dream of, right? There's plenty of people out there that's wishing that they were earning a 10-figure, 10K a month or 20K a month, 30K a month, 50K a month. But, they're dreaming it. They're dreamers, right? They're not workers. The dreamers, they're not doers. The starters, they're not finishers. What are you? Right? What are you? We're here to help you to achieve things that only other people dream of. So as your coach or mentor, right, understand this. We're not here to chase you. We're not here to convince you to do the work. We're not here to persuade you to do the work. We're not here to pester you, right? While this is a done with you service program, right, mentorship program, we're going to do things with you. We're not going to do things for you. That, like, totally understand that. We're not going to do things for you, right? This is your business. It's not our business. These are your goals. They're not our goals, right? You're joining for your own specific purposes, dreams, desires, the things that you want to achieve, right? We are on our own path. Yes, we're going to help you, right? But everything that you set out to achieve, they're yours, not ours. So again, right, we're not here to impress you, right? You are here to do the work, to show up, to do the work, to stand up, to stand out, to get noticed, and to impress your coach, right? You should be here to impress us. Because here's the thing, right? And I've got this from one of my old mentors, Jim Rohn. You'll probably be familiar with Jim Rohn, right? But Jim Rohn always says, and I learned this years ago, right? You step, we step. You take 2 steps, we'll take 2 steps. You take 3 steps, we'll take 3 steps close towards you. You take 4 steps, we'll take 5 steps. You take 6 steps, right? We are all in, right? We are all in to help you. My question to you is, are you all in to help yourself, to serve yourself? Because if you are, and this sounds like something that like you can put yourself behind, you're committed to, you're fully invested in making it work, you're committed to making it work, right? Then, and you're still here, and you're still like interested, and this has not scared you by any measure of doubt. In fact, more so, it's impressed upon you, right? And it's like inspired you that, you know, we're not going to fluff things up. We're not going to share BS. We take things serious. We take you eating your goals serious. We take your business serious, as well as us taking our own business serious. Then, you know, book that call with us. If you've got any other questions based around what we've talked about, we can answer them for you. Again, as you probably can tell, we're being totally transparent in the way that we operate and the level that we operate as well. So you can book a call here with us and find a link underneath this video. There's also other alternative ways to, you know, find that investment as well, right? So if this is not for you, and you still like, you kind of like this, and you like the way that we've approached this, but it's just not for you, then there is alternative ways. You know, there's more alternative ways than what I'm going to share now. But, you know, like any business, like majority of businesses that start today, right? They don't have capital. They don't have like capital or resources for inventory, for buildings, for staff hire, for vehicles, for, you know, operations. And I think what is tended to be like overlooked is because we're coaches and because we're operating online and because we don't have any overheads, you know, we don't take this business thing serious as a business. And above and beyond being a coach, which ultimately is just the services that we offer, right? We are in business. So why not operate as a normal business and, you know, look at getting a loan, a business loan, like, you know, 95% of most businesses do, get a startup business loan, right? And there's companies out there that offer loans for coaches, very, very, very good deals for coaches, with a very good repayment process scheme in place as well. So if you want to know what coaching services that we've partnered with, then again, book a call. We can let you know. We can, you know, go through the finer details around that, because that just could be another opportunity for you to, you know, get access to us as coaches, as mentors, and get access to our mentorship program. So 28 minutes in, I believe I've gone through that. Again, if you've got any questions, book a call. If this is not for you, again, I'm totally happy with that. You know, appreciate what you do. You know, maybe there's other ways that you can build up that them resources to get started, or potentially this is just, you know, being an eye opener for you, and you've like realized that, you know, we're just not for you as, you know, as coaches. And again, totally fine by that as well. So I'll hopefully speak to you soon. Have fun. Bye for now.